Good day, my friends. Let's learn something new today. Okay, understanding compound interest. Right, let's just have a look at it. And of course, the normal message. Welcome to this presentation on compound interest. This is a key financial concept, often referred to as the eighth wonder of the world. Let's explore its workings, uses, and real-life applications. Great, let's have a look at the oopsie, okay, we've got a little teacher here teaching, right. So let's look at the objective of our lesson. The first one is you'll have a better understanding of what compound interest is and the effects of it. The effects are not always good, huh? You will better be able to calculate a compound interest, right, guys? So you're going to be learning how to calculate your compound interest. You're going to be learning the good and the bad about compound interest. Okay, we're making good progress over here. Now, guys, this is a very interesting topic over here, the power of compound interest. I can tell you, honestly, the definition, let's first just look at the definition of it. Compound interest is interest earned not just on the principal, but also on the accumulated interest. In other words, every month or every year, or as you're receiving your compound interest, it gets added onto your principal amount. So the next time you're getting interest on your principal amount plus the interest that you've already received. The formula for it, here is the formula. In the next slide or so, we'll be going over it and we'll be discussing each single point over here in the formula, right? Normally, guys, in the how must I put it to you, in the internet world or whatever, this here means exponent, right? You'll see, I think, in Microsoft Word as well, sometimes you cannot type, or I think in Microsoft Word, sorry, you can put that as an exponent, but like in PowerPoint you can't. You've got to do it like that over there. You'll also see on the internet many times they'll be giving it to you like this over here, and when you see that sign there, you must know it is exponent. Righto. Great, guys, let's have a look at some of the key components. The first one, of course, that we're going to be looking at is the formula. Righto, and here we've got the formula. We will be talking about each one of these over here as we go along. The first one, of course, A, the future value. That is the total amount you will have after the investment period. Right, let's go look at the next one. B, the principal amount. That is the amount that you start your investment off with, or what you have borrowed in the beginning, put it this way. Righto, and the next one, number 4, that is R, which is the annual interest rate. In other words, that is your 5%, 3%, but for annual for each year. That's your yearly rate of interest. The percentage return earned or paid per year. Right. And number 5, what can number 5 be? Oh, N is your compounding frequency. That is the number of times interest is compounded per year, e.g. monthly, example for monthly, quarterly, weekly, daily, it could be whatever, right? But of course, normally it is on a monthly basis or a yearly basis. Very seldom you'll find a quarterly basis, but it does occur. You will see it happening. And then the last one, of course, is the investment period. T, which stands for the investment period. That is the total duration of the investment or loan in years. In other words, it's for 5 years, 3 years, 1 year, or whatever the case might be. Great, some real world applications. Let's have a look at it. Savings accounts. Now, banks offer interest on deposits, enabling your money to grow over time, but they don't really offer you compounding interest. They normally offer a simple interest. Compounding interest on the savings accounts is very seldom, but anyhow, it does take place. Let's look at the another one on investments. Yes, here you can, right? Because what you do is stocks, right? Here is a great opportunity here where you can see it is on stocks, trading stocks, bonds, other kinds of investments, like if you are trading the forex markets or even the crypto markets. That's where you can see perfect examples of compounding, and where you can see compounding can either make you or break you very fast. If you don't know what you're doing with compounding, guys, it can hurt you very, very fast. Righto, and something else. Mortgages, righto, that's if you buy a house. Normally accrue interest, making it crucial to pay them off as quickly as possible. Now guys, this year, if you buy a house over 30 years, and they have calculated out and the bank tells you you must pay, let's say, $2,000 a month on your house. Now let's say, for instance, you go and you pay $2,100. You cannot believe how much you'll be saving over the 30 years that you're supposed to be paying your bond. Guys, your saving will just be immense. You just can't imagine how big your saving is going to be. Right, and let's have a look at something else. Credit cards. Now guys, this is something, normally if a bank sends me a credit card, I take a pair of scissors and cut it up. Because credit card interest is calculated on outstanding balances, highlighting the importance of paying them off in full. Really guys, this here is one of those situations that will break you. And credit cards, I'll advise you, if you've grown up one day or whatever, or you've grown up now or whatever, stay away from credit cards. The interest rates are normally very high. It compounds, and yes, it can break you very, very quickly. I always advise people to stay away from it as far as possible. Okay, let's go and look at an example. Yeah, little piggy bank, huh? Guys, you know, you won't believe this. That's where it all starts. If you are disciplined from a very, very young age, the little piggy bank, when you have some money, you put it inside the piggy bank. When the piggy bank is full, you go and deposit it into the bank. If you start doing this from a very young age, guys, you'll be surprised how much money you can save by the time you leave school. Anyhow, right, let's go and have a look at one, a savings account. The initial investment is $1,000. Wow, that's a big one. Annual rate is 5% per year. Your monthly compounding is going to be 12, so it's going to be 12 months that you'll be, and your total amount of years, or total period of your saving, will be 10 years. Wow, that's a long, long time. But anyhow, let's say invest the $1,000 at 5% annual interest, compounded monthly. After 10 years, you'll have about $1,647. That's a little bit more than, let's say, 60%, huh? Almost 65%, almost, right? Somewhere around there. Guys, it might sound good to you, but 5% per year for a bank, that's actually very, very good. Although I know in Cambodia there are some banks that pay more than this here. You can go up to about 7% if I remember correctly. So yes, it's possible to get higher than that. And of course, if you go to more higher risk type of investments, you can increase this here to 15 or 20% or even more than that. But anyhow, here is the formula. A, which is in, of course, your end result, your capital at the end of it. Your P is your principal amount, which you are putting into your loan. And of course, R is the real. Okay, let's have a look at one more example. And as you can see, yeah, it's got something to do with a car loan. In other words, you are borrowing money to buy a car. Wow. Righto, the loan amount, as usual, we start off with the principal amount, which is $20,000. The annual rate, in this case, 6%. It's actually quite low. I know there are countries that are charging a lot more than that. And of course, your monthly compounding is going to be 12 months because it's going to be compounded every month. And the total period is 5 years. 5 years is a very long time. They normally give you about 3 years, but 5 years is also possible. Right, so let's have a look at it. If you borrow $20,000 for a car at 6% annual interest, compounded monthly, you will owe about $26,977 after 5 years. Guys, that's a lot of money to pay off in interest. Really it is. Great, guys. Let's have a look at some practice examples. Example number 1. Invest $5,000 at a 4% annual interest, compounded quarterly, which means only 4 times a year, for 15 years. That is the very first one. Let's look at example number 2. You borrow $30,000 for home improvements or whatever the case might be at 3.5% annual interest, compounded monthly for 30 years. Right, guys, I think at this time, pause the video, do the solutions, and once you have done the solutions, continue to watch again to make sure that we have that you have solved it correctly. Right, please pause the video.
Hey, you must pause the video.
Okay, guys, I assume that you have paused your video and you have done these solutions to these two example problems over here. So let's continue, and we're going to check these solutions out now over here. Solution number 1, righto, and that is your end amount is going to be your principal amount, which is $5,000, and there it is, the $5,000, multiplied by 1 plus the rate. Now the rate we have to convert from percent to a decimal, and if you divide 4 by 100, you'll get 0.4. They say quarterly, which is 4 times per year, so we divide it by 4. Then our exponential is going to be 4 times 15, because it's 4 times per year for 15 years. So in the end, it's going to work out to 9,083.48. And there you've got it. So you will own about 9,000. You've almost doubled your money. But 15 years is a very long time, and 4% interest is very low. Let's go and have a look at example number 2. Solution number 2. Once again, our amount is going to be the principal amount multiplied by 1 plus the rate divided by the amount of compounds, and the exponent is the amount of compounds over the total period of the bond or loan or whatever. Oops, right, there it is. 30,000 times 1 plus the if you divide 3.5 by 100, that you'll get 0.035 divided by 12, because it's monthly, they're saying monthly. So our exponent is 12 times 30. Boy, that's a long time. So in the end, right, you will owe about 85,598.61 on this bond or whatever that you've borrowed over here. Guys, you can see that over there. It is more than doubled over there. It's unbelievable how compounding can work against you when you're on the wrong side of it. But if you're on the right side of it, guys, if you invested it, let's say you invested that money over that period of time at that interest rate, just look how much money you would have gained. So yes, guys, investing definitely pays off when you can do compounding.
Please check your solution and correct where needed.
Righto, guys, let's go and have a look at some of the key takeaways of the whole lesson. And it's like I've been telling you all the way along, compound interest is a powerful tool for growing wealth over time. It's important to understand how it works and how to use it to your advantage, because if you don't, guys, believe me if I tell you, you can lose everything you've got within a couple of minutes maybe. It is really very dangerous. It's crucial to understand how compound interest works and how to use it to your benefit, whether for saving or borrowing. Start early and let time work its magic. Guys, this here is so true. Please make sure you understand it, and you can make compounding work in your favor, because if you can do that, believe me if I tell you, you will never look back again in your life.